Yeah, she just was curious if you would share with some of our listeners what you've been going through for the last week.
Oh yes, I woke up on Tuesday morning, had a surprise at my front door, and it was an FBI SWAT team pretty much raiding my house and taking all my stuff, turning over all my furniture, destroying everything. And I came to realize that the reason they were doing that and what they were charging me with was extortion. So we had some files exposing some malfeasance on the part of the CIA that we got from WikiLeaks, and we had kind of curated it to try to be in a more digestible format to like the average viewer, just because WikiLeaks is kind of this huge mountain of data that's not always easy to find this or that in. So we had some stuff exposing the CIA in there. The CIA threatened Datto, which is the company that was hosting it. So Datto has this service that's kind of like a Google Drive or like a Dropbox, so like a file sharing service that you can put your own logo on. You could have tracking cookies analytics, more like a business version of that. And so they arbitrarily, despite the fact that I was paying monthly for the service, they got that by the CIA and they just took it down. And so I made a YouTube video asking my followers to call Datto, to email Datto, and essentially help me demand that back. And because I did that, the FBI came and they said that I was extorting Datto and that the calls and emails that we had put into Datto, that they were physically damaging this billion-dollar IT corporation servers by, making phone calls and sending emails. So I got dragged out of my house by a SWAT team and thrown in jail for 4 days, 3 of which they did not feed me at all, and just kind of it's them, in my mind, trying to silence me, because the only way I got out was by agreeing to be on house arrest, and I'm not allowed to have internet. And to be honest, the FBI didn't even want to let me out until trial, which could be several months. So just trying to shut me up, and they're doing it in the most gangsterific and underhanded way possible. If you recall, the FBI Phoenix office, the people that were here doing that, are the same ones that tried to, in the past, I want to say it was like a year or two ago, they tried to set up the QAnon movement. It was a domestic terror organization. Right? So they are the ones, if you watch Black Ops 101, that is kind of the most implicated in some of this drug and human trafficking as far as the stand-down orders and looking the other way and blocking attacks for the most nefarious elements of our government. So they aren't happy about me exposing that, and they're coming after me with this vicious retribution and trying to shut me up. And so now I'm kind of just stuck doing interviews via phone. I'll be back as soon as possible. But they took all my stuff, including my contract with Datto, which could have kind of got me off in court, which would have been exonerating evidence. They took all that, took all my computers, so I essentially can't get that exonerating evidence until trial.
Wow.
So they just typical shakedown, and it's just underscores the degree to which the FBI is not a legitimate law enforcement agency. They're essentially an out-of-control gangster mafia that will railroad anyone for any reason, including our president, right? They tried to essentially frame Donald Trump for treason by colluding with Russia on the basis of evidence that they totally made up, and they knew it was made up, and they still try to do that. So just underscores the degree to which it doesn't matter if you're Donald Trump, the president, doesn't matter if you're Michael Flynn, doesn't matter if you're Julian Assange doing perfectly legitimate journalism, doesn't matter if you're Austin Steinberg doing perfectly legitimate activism, they will come try to throw anybody in jail for any reason.
Right.
And they're just totally out of control. And it's kind of one of those things where, and this is one of the, I guess, points of contention that I have with, my family and my Republican friends of they just revere all law enforcement 100% of the time. And we got to realize that, it's good to respect law enforcement. It's good to, have law and order in the country. But the FBI should not be being respected at this point. They don't have any legitimacy. They are a vicious gangster mob that, is totally out of control, doesn't care about our constitutional rights whatsoever, and they need to be disbanded if we're ever going to be safe as regular people in this country.